Good morning. It is January 4th, which means I have completed the third day of the book hose readathon for January. I am somehow now reading two books. Yesterday, I read 2 hours and 20 minutes and I read 183 pages. I started with The Magnificent Ruins, which is the book for my book club tomorrow, so I definitely need to finish it today. I am 50 pages in, and honestly, I think this is going to take me a lot longer than I originally anticipated. Lila, the main character, she works in Brooklyn, she works in publishing, and she's originally from India. She has a really massive family, but they are also incredibly dysfunctional. All of her family still lives in India except for her father, who divorced her mother when she was really young and then moved to Connecticut. Lila has not been back to India since she was 18. She left when she was 16 and then she only went back to visit once. She wasn't super close with her mother anymore, but she was really close with her grandfather. Her grandfather has now died and left her his house. His house is 5 stories and the entire family in India lives in this house. I'm at the part where she has finally come to terms with the fact that she needs to go back to India and she has just arrived. I'm intrigued to see where this story goes. I think that I am just in a really strange place right now where it's been almost a year since my grandma passed and it's still really difficult for me to talk about. So I think this book is making me a little bit more emotional than I anticipated when I picked it for book club. So I did this to myself. Regardless, though, the only thing I have going on today is a book club this morning, and then the rest of the day is me and The Magnificent Ruins. Next book that I started in the evening, and by the evening, I mean 11 p.m. while I was like cocooned in bed, is I Need You to Read This by Jessa Maxwell. And truly, yes, I do need you to read this because I need to talk to somebody about it. I'm 133 pages in and I am losing my mind. The main character writes for a pharmaceutical company. She doesn't want to do that anymore. She has a sketchy background. We don't know what the sketchy background is. She lives in New York. She applies to be an advice columnist, taking over for basically the advice columnist of the New York Times. The last advice columnist, Frances, is incredibly well known. She's also murdered, dead, gone. So the main character is now taking over for this woman who has been murdered for 8 months now. And I am convinced that every single person we have met is a suspect in some way, and I don't trust a single one of them. I knew I was going to like it because I really liked Maxwell's debut, which is The Golden Spoon, which is a murder mystery that basically takes place during the Great British Baking Show. Anyway, if I finish this book today, I also have a feeling I will end up finishing this book today. So I'm loving it so far. I'm like 15 chapters in, and it's creepy. It's so creepy. Anyway, thank you again for watching. I hope you're reading something good. Happy reading, and I'll see you tomorrow.